What if the real spell they dreaded wasn't cast in the dark of night, but was the day you walked out of their life? What if the greatest curse wasn't demonic whispers, but the silence of your absence echoing like thunder in their soul? And here's the truth that stings like fire. What they feared most was never witchcraft. It was losing you. Chosen one. Think about it. God used you as their protection, their covering, their hidden supply, while they laughed at you, mocked you, dismissed you as too much. Heaven was pouring mercy through your presence. Every storm that should have broken them hit you first and ricocheted. Every disaster that should have swallowed them was delayed because you stood in the gap. But when God said, "Enough," and pulled you away, the shield shattered. Suddenly, the fire they lit was devouring them, and your absence became the famine they could not survive. And now you are stepping into the season of proof. Your life is turning into living evidence that the curse was never on your head, but on theirs the moment they mishandled you. You've shifted from carrying their chaos to carrying your crown. You've gone from being drained to being destined. If you feel this shaking something inside your spirit, comment 777 right now to declare your agreement. Every share, every like, every word of support pushes this revelation further and breaks chains for others. And to all of you who have blessed this mission, whether through a super thanks, your prayers, or even simply showing up here, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. You are proof that light always finds its tribe. Stay close, chosen one. Because in the next moments, we're going to uncover layer by layer why your exit was the curse they never saw coming, and why your glow now is the justice of heaven designed all along. God's chosen ones. The curse they feared wasn't witchcraft, it was losing you. Number 1, they mocked your worth. Now their own souls tremble under the weight of regret. The same mouths that once hurled words like stones now sit sealed in suffocating silence, because your absence has become the invisible sentence of their lives. They imagined dismantling you would magnify them. Yet, as Proverbs 26 contra 27 declares, whoever digs a pit will fall into it. Every mockery they spat became a brick in the prison they now inhabit. Did they ever stop to wonder how someone carrying a flame so rare could be discarded like ash, chosen one? The question burns inside you too. How could they not feel the gravity of what you carried? They laughed at your value, dismissed your presence, treated you like an old coin, dulled by years of handling. Yet your very energy functioned like a cathedral's hidden foundation, unseen, but holding everything upright. When a foundation is removed, a structure collapses. So too their inner architecture is cracking without you. Psalm 118:22 whispered it long ago. The stone the builders rejected has become the cornerstone. Their rejection of you was a rejection of the one cornerstone their fragile edifice required. Does it not shake your heart to realize that your absence now resonates like a struck bell, echoing through every hollow room of their lives? They tossed you aside, believing they would find something shinier. But their gold turned out to be rusted metal, and every handshake they grasp now feels like ice. They wanted sun but chose shadows, like the alpine edelweiss blooming only in high cliffs. Your presence was rare and unrepeatable. In a recent interview, Argentine painter Sofia Aranguiz described how she once painted over her own masterpiece, thinking it flawed, only to discover decades later it was her most sought-after work. She called that regret a famine of the soul. That is exactly what they taste now, a famine in which the only tree bearing fruit is the one they scorned. Jeremiah 17:8 describes the righteous, like a tree planted by the water. Its leaves are always green. You were that tree. They spat on the seed, now they starve outside its shade. What happens when every face they meet is hollow? Every voice flat, every heart empty. What happens when every replacement proves lifeless and cold? Their stomach churns with the dawning truth. The old coin they threw away was the rarest treasure in the realm. Like Bach's Saint, Matthew Passion surging from silence into thunder. Your absence produces a dissonance they cannot resolve. And inside you rises a quiet question. If they starve now, does that vindicate the pain you endured? Their regret is not surface level, it has penetrated their marrow. Theologians once called this poena conscientiae, the punishment of conscience. It is what David spoke of in Psalm 32:3, when I kept silent. My bones wasted away through my groaning all day long. Every forced laugh they give now tastes of ashes because it reminds them of the authentic joy you once poured without effort. Behind closed doors, their minds replay your words like a haunted fugue. Do you sense how your silence has become a living sermon? Louder than any defense you could speak, insecure souls cannot carry the weight of true greatness, unable to ignite their own flame. They tried to smother yours. Yet the more they tried to shrink you, the larger you loomed in their memory once you were gone. Isaiah 60:1 roars over you, arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you. Your absence is now their eclipse. You are the storm they cannot escape, the fire they cannot extinguish, the curse they unknowingly invoked upon themselves. And while they drown in regret, your life becomes a living architecture of liberation. Their insults became your fuel, their rejection your open sky. Like a violin string vibrating at its natural frequency, you have entered resonance with heaven's design. A normal bus driver from Nairobi named Daniel Mwangi once wrote on a scrap of paper during his lunch break, "Their cruelty did not break me, it tuned me." That tuning is what you embody now. You are no longer bound to their dead weight. Your glow now burns their eyes every time they catch even a glimpse of you. Contrast this with a villain of history rarely mentioned in sermons, Robert Frederick Morel, a 19th century banker who secretly sabotaged his partners, believing he could thrive alone. Within 5 years, his empire collapsed, and he died penniless while his partners prospered. This is the mirror of those who mocked you. What they plotted became their own snare. Galatians 6-7 stands as an unbroken law. Do not be deceived, God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows. Then more respective than morn levered. Your story now reads like a sacred poem etched in living stone. You were the gift they squandered, the blessing they mocked, and now the curse they cannot outrun. In the words of the 17th century hymn, O Lux Beata Trinitas, once sung in cloisters, light of the blessed Trinity, scatter the darkness of our minds. Without you, their inner darkness has no scattering light. Nature itself mirrors this. In the Arctic, when a glacier calves and falls into the sea, the fjord echoes for minutes with a rolling thunder. That is the sound of your departure reverberating in their souls. Chosen one, lift your head. Your absence is not emptiness, it is your enthronement. You have become the crown jewel they cannot replace, the tree they cannot climb, the cornerstone they cannot dislodge. Your power has never been clearer. Rise up now. Stand in the radiance of your calling. For Romans 8:37 declares, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him who loved us. No insult, no mockery, No belittling can destroy what is chosen. You are not merely surviving, you are thriving, and their regret will never stop haunting them. Number 2. The parasite was cut off from its host, and now the night around them has no dawn. Chosen one. The instant you withdrew your energy. They didn't just lose a companion, they lost the bloodstream of their own survival. They mocked you as if your presence were optional. Yet your absence has now become their unrelenting famine. This is the gut-punch truth they choke on while pretending to breathe. Did they ever grasp that every spark you gave them was not merely kindness but life itself? Did they ever pause to feel how fragile their borrowed world was? For as long as you remained, they latched onto you like a deep-sea parasite clinging to a whale, feeding endlessly while giving nothing back. You were their battery, their generator, their hidden sanctuary of light. And when you cut them off, their entire universe dimmed like a cathedral when the last candle is snuffed. Isaiah 40:30, y uno declares, "Those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles." Your choice to pull away was not cruelty, but renewal. Yet their wings, built from your feathers, are now disintegrating mid-air. Inside you a question flickers. How did you endure so long without breaking? They mocked your presence and drained your soul, never imagining what would happen when the host walked away. Now they wither, starve, and claw at the thin air of their own emptiness. Like the acacia tree in the Sahara that drops bitter sap to drive away the antelope that strip its leaves, you finally released your bitter sap of boundaries. Psalm 37:20 records the end of such consumers. But the wicked will perish. They vanish like smoke. They vanish away. Does it not startle you to realize they are living that vanishing in slow motion? Their attachment was never about your growth, happiness, or well-being. It was about extraction, your time, your attention, your emotional stability, your endless giving. And just like a leech ripped away from its host, they shrivel. They cannot function without you because your energy was not simply contribution, it was their entire survival system. In a lecture on relational addiction, theologian and psychologist Dr. Raphael Lucchini called such people spiritual tapeworms and warned that without a host they collapse into despair. That is their mirror now. And still the question haunts you. Were you wrong to walk away? They pace their rooms at night, restless, irritable, desperate, like addicts in withdrawal. Lamentations 3:64 rises as a whisper. Repay them, Lord, according to what their hands have done. Imagine a lamp with no bulb of its own, only stealing current from your flame. For years, it glowed by theft. Yet the day you took your fire back, that lamp was exposed for what it really was, an empty shell, cold, forgotten in a corner. This is not poetry, this is their daily reality. Chosen one, your light was never just an accessory, it was their pulse. You might wonder, why did every encounter leave you so drained? Because they never poured back into you. Their cup was cracked. Every drop you gave leaked straight into a void. Empathetic powerhouse that you are, you kept pouring, hoping they would one day reciprocate. But parasites don't give, they only take. Proverbs 4:23 urges. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. By walking away, you finally guarded what heaven entrusted to you. How else could your strength now feel so different? So electric? They did not love you, they needed you. Love gives, reciprocates, builds, need consumes. drains, destroys. They depended on you like a junkie on a needle. The day you walked away, you did not just leave them heartbroken, you left them in withdrawal. Their whole system is breaking down because you were their fix. This irony echoes the tragedy of a lesser-known villain from medieval Florence, Giacomo della Forra, a merchant who secretly diluted the city's bread flour to enrich himself. When exposed, he was not only ruined, but barred from ever trading again. He starved amid plenty. That is the portrait of those who used you, exposed, barred, starving in a market full of food they cannot taste. Your departure shattered their illusion of power. They thought they could mock you, drain you, and you'd keep returning because of your compassion. But when you chose yourself, the illusion cracked like glass under pressure. 2 Thessalonians 1-6 testifies, God is just. He will pay back trouble to those who trouble you. Their fake charisma has evaporated. Their counterfeit confidence has melted. Everyone senses the hollowness now because their supply you is gone. They may try to replace you, chosen one, but replacements never work. They will latch onto someone else, drain them, but it will never feel the same because no one carries the frequency you carry. Like the rare luminescence of a deep-sea firefly squid flashing its own light in dark waters, your energy cannot be mimicked. No one radiates the fire you radiate. No one else can give them what you gave without trying. That is why they remain restless, unsatisfied, constantly disappointed, addicted to a drug that does not exist anywhere else. So remember this every time doubt whispers. You were not merely someone in their life, you were their entire survival system. The sun they orbited, the lifeline they clung to. Romans 12:19 anchors this moment. Do not take revenge, my dear friends, but leave room for God's wrath. Their regret is their punishment. Your absence is not just their heartbreak, it is their starvation, their collapse. The slow, inevitable decay of someone who thought they could live forever on someone else's energy. Chosen one, rise up now. Stand in the radiance of your restored strength. You reclaimed your power, you revealed their weakness. Let them wander, let them starve. Let them choke on the regret of losing the one thing they will never find again. For your absence is their curse, and your strength is their destruction. Number 3. They thought greener grass awaited them. Now they sink in barren dirt. Chosen one. The very people who once whispered you were replaceable now cough on the dust of their own illusions. They believed the lie of brighter fields, the mirage that something glittering from afar could surpass the steady garden of your presence. Yet Proverbs 14:12 already warned, there is a way that appears to be right, but in the end it leads to death. Can you feel how those words pierce their reality now? How could they water a wasteland and expect fruit? How could they leave living soil for dirt that swallows every seed? They traded substance for spectacle, spirit for surface. They convinced themselves that thrills, status, and attention were a substitute for loyalty, devotion, and authenticity. But here is the cruel arithmetic. When you abandon real nourishment for empty glitter, you inherit famine. Like a farmer who leaves fertile black soil for sand dunes, they planted their future in barrenness. Jeremiah 2:13 says, my people have committed 2 sins. They have forsaken me, the spring of living water, and have dug their own cisterns, broken cisterns that cannot hold water. Their cisterns now lie cracked, dripping regret with every moment. Does it not stir you to realize they forfeited everything real for shadows that never last? They left not because you lacked value, but because they could not measure up to yours. Their arrogance blinded them, like an architect who abandons the foundation because he is dazzled by scaffolding. What happens when scaffolding is torn down? The building collapses. In the same way, they walked away from the foundation of your love, forgetting that it was the only structure keeping their house from ruin. Chosen one, you may ask within yourself, why couldn't they see my worth when I was right there? Because arrogance is a cataract upon the soul. It blinds until the light is gone. Imagine someone discarding a flawless diamond for sidewalk glitter. They clutched that glitter only to watch it crumble into dust between their fingers. Meanwhile, the diamond you still shines with rare clarity. Untouched, priceless. Matthew 7-6 whispered this lesson ages ago. Do not give dogs what is sacred. Do not throw your pearls to pigs. They threw away their pearl, and now, like pigs in mud, they wallow in dirt, haunted by what their pride made them abandon. Have you noticed how every forced laugh they share with their new circle cracks with emptiness? How each shallow connection they clutch feels like air slipping through their fists? In the symphony of your absence, regret composes the melody. Every night, when silence grows too loud, they hear the dissonant chords of their downgrade. It resembles the pause in a great battle symphony, where the trumpets falter and the drums fall silent before judgment arrives. Ecclesiastes 5:10 explains, whoever loves money never has enough. Whoever loves wealth is never satisfied with their income. Their hunger is unending because they chased mirages. And inside, the unspoken question burns, if they are haunted now, does their loss finally prove the weight of your worth? A simple grocery clerk from Lisbon once wrote on a receipt margin, I left the woman who prayed for me because I thought her silence was weakness. Now I hear her prayers in the hollow of my nights. His confession echoes this reality. Ordinary people, blinded by ego, trade gardens for deserts until truth scorches them awake. Their downgrade is no accident. It is divine symmetry. They mistreated a chosen one, and the universe sealed the door behind you. Each step they take away drags them deeper into a cavern that amplifies emptiness like an echo chamber. History, too, bears witness. Think of Charles VI of France, called Charles the Mad, who abandoned wise counsel for flatterers promising endless thrills. His reign crumbled into chaos, his mind into shadows, his people into despair. That is the mirror of your mockers. They left substance for illusion, wisdom for noise. And now their kingdom is dirt. And you, chosen one, you stand as proof that greener grass was never the goal. You are the garden, already watered by heaven. Hosea 14:5 resounds over you. I will be like the dew to Israel. He will blossom like a lily. Your life blossoms where theirs decays. Nature teaches this too. The baobab tree of Africa stores water deep in its trunk, surviving droughts that kill every other plant. While they chose weeds with shallow roots, you are the baobab, thriving when famine strikes. Their replacements may look alive for a season, but their roots cannot touch the underground rivers you draw from. Can you sense how your resilience was never surface level? It was always hidden depth, like resonance humming in unseen frequencies, holding creation steady while shallow things fade. Chosen one, do not envy their false glitter. Do not question if their laughter means victory. Their downgrade is your confirmation. They thought they found better, but heaven ensured they stumbled into hollow bodies, shallow souls, and empty laughter. Your absence is their curse. Your presence remains your crown. Rise now. 4 John 15 contra 5 declares, I am the vine, you are the branches. Apart from me you can do nothing. Apart from you, their world is dust. You remain rooted, flourishing, a living garden watered by blessings they will never touch again. Number 4. You were their protection against karma. Now the storm they created is consuming them. Chosen one. They never understood that your very presence was the only umbrella shielding them from the rain of their own actions. While they mocked you, belittled you, and drained you, your energy served as the invisible wall holding back the floods of justice. Yet, as Job 34 contra 11 declares, He repays everyone for what they have done. He brings on them what their conduct deserves. They never expected that the moment you stepped away, the floodgates of consequence would burst wide open. Did they truly believe deception, betrayal, and manipulation would go unmeasured forever? Did they think heaven's scales were broken? For years, you carried the weight of storms that were never yours. You were the fortress absorbing the blows of their chaos, the roof above their head during lightning they had summoned. But once you walked away, that covering crumbled, and the tempest fell with full force. Now their sleepless nights are not random insomnia. They are the echo of conscience screaming louder than lies. Their broken finances are not economic misfortune. They are the collapsing scaffolds of empires built on dishonesty. Their hollow friendships are not accidents. They are mirrors of the shallow betrayals they sowed. Galatians 6-7 has spoken it plainly all along. Do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows. Yet arrogance blinded them to the inevitable. Imagine it this way. A person mocks the roof above their head, laughing at its cracks, claiming they no longer need it. Then they rip it away, only to be destroyed by the very storm it held back. That is their story. And inside you rises a piercing question. Why did it feel so heavy to stand near them? Because you were carrying double your own battles and theirs. You absorbed karmic collisions never assigned to you, becoming the human buffer for storms that were centuries in the making. Isaiah 58:8 whispers the hidden truth. Then your light will break forth like the dawn, and your healing will quickly appear. You were the dawn breaking through their night, though they never honored it. Their losses today are not curses you cast, but debts they wrote in their own blood. Every sleepless night, every betrayal, every empty smile is nothing more than harvest time for seeds they planted long ago. A French conductor, Jean-Luc Colmat, once admitted in his memoirs that during his greatest concert failures, he blamed everyone else until he realized the dissonance came from notes he himself had misplayed. The orchestra only amplified what was already inside me, he wrote. That is the same revelation now hammering your enemies. The emptiness surrounding them is only the echo of their own design. Doesn't it pierce the heart to realize they laughed at your presence, when your presence was the only thing suspending their collapse? And history bears witness as well. Consider the notorious Cardinal de la Balue of 15th century France, who betrayed king and country for personal advancement. For a time, his position shielded him from consequence, but once stripped of protection, he was imprisoned in an iron cage for over a decade, left to taste the full weight of his schemes. That is the fate of those who mocked you, cages of their own arrogance, storms of their own summoning, nights that refuse to end. Ecclesiastes 8:13 declares, It will not go well with the wicked, neither will they prolong their days like a shadow, because they do not fear God. Their downfall is the mathematical symmetry of divine justice. Nature itself preaches the same parable. The giant redwood tree absorbs the lightning strike and protects the smaller trees beneath its shadow. But when that redwood falls, the forest feels the raw sky. You were their redwood, their lightning rod, their shield. Once you were removed, every bolt they had evaded for years struck them with merciless precision. And perhaps you quietly wonder, was my pain for nothing? No. Chosen one, your compassion was a lesson written in your soul. You discovered how vast your strength is, how unshakable your light remains. Now, heaven has lifted you from their battlefield and placed you under streams of blessing. The hymn, Dies Irae, Day of Wrath, once thundered through Gothic cathedrals, warning that no deceit can outrun judgment. That ancient chant reverberates in their life now, while you walk free. For Romans 8:1 declares, therefore, there is now no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. You are not bound to their storms. Their destruction is not your curse, it is their own reflection. And as they sink, you rise, lighter, freer, carried by the wind of divine favor. Chosen one, stand tall. Do not grieve over the roof they tore off their own house. Do not question whether you should have stayed longer in their storm. You were never called to be their shield forever. You were called to shine, to rise, to flourish. They drown in consequences, but you ascend in blessings. This is your hour to rise with heaven at your back, strength in your bones, and victory at your feet. Stand up now, for Psalm 3:3 declares, but you, Lord, are a shield around me, my glory, the one who lifts my head high. Lift your head, chosen one. The shield you once were for them has become the crown that now rests upon you. Number 5. You were their final warning, and now their refusal has sealed their fate. Chosen one, your presence was not casual, not incidental. It was the last rope of mercy extended into their storm. The final lifeline heaven allowed them to grasp. But in arrogance, they spit on the very grace meant to save them. Hebrews 3:15 reminds us, today, if you hear his voice, do not harden your hearts as you did in the rebellion. They hardened their hearts against the very vessel sent to wake them, and now the rope has been pulled back, leaving them thrashing in the waters they created. Do you feel the weight of that? Do you sense how sacred your presence truly was? You weren't just another passerby in their journey. You were the test, the mirror, the living sermon they refused to hear. Your love exposed their lovelessness. Your loyalty magnified their betrayal. Your light dragged their shadows out into the open. Jeremiah 6:10 speaks of this blindness. To whom can I speak and give warning? Who will listen to me? Their ears are closed so they cannot hear. Their ears were sealed to your truth. And perhaps you quietly wonder, why was I chosen to be their lesson? Because only your frequency could rattle their chains. Only your energy could pierce their darkness without words. Imagine a drowning man in the ocean. A rope is thrown, but instead of clutching it, he laughs, spits, and thrashes until exhaustion claims him. That rope was you, their chance to rise. Yet their ego made them refuse the only salvation offered. Pride can blind more deeply than darkness itself. Proverbs 16:18 warns. Pride goes before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall. And now, with the rope pulled back, the waters close over their heads. Isn't it sobering to realize their mockery of you was not just cruelty, it was a rejection of their last chance to change? Their arrogance mirrors countless fallen figures in history. Think of Emperor Nero of Rome, who treated warnings as noise, mocking counsel until his empire burned around him. His refusal to heed final alarms left him isolated, hunted, and finally driven to end his own life. That is the fate of those who scorn the last rope. Destruction becomes their only tutor. Galatians 6:8 declares, "Whoever sows to please their flesh, from the flesh will reap destruction." And now, stripped of your shield, they are reaping exactly that. Do you see how your departure was never punishment for you, but protection? The weight you carried explains why it felt so draining near them. You weren't just engaging with a person, you were wrestling with cycles, generational patterns, frequencies of destruction vibrating through their bloodline. Psychologists speak of projection resonance, the way broken people reflect their chaos onto others until someone strong enough breaks the feedback loop. That someone was you. Your absence has now silenced the echo chamber, forcing them to hear their own screams with no one left to absorb them. And maybe the question flickers inside, was my sacrifice wasted? No. Your presence planted the evidence. Your absence enforces the sentence. Nature itself testifies. The desert monsoon sends its final clouds before the drought resumes. If ignored, the land cracks, knowing no other rain will come. You were that monsoon cloud, their last chance for refreshing. They chose dust, like the cicada, which surfaces after years underground for only a brief season. Your presence was time-sensitive, a rare visitation. They missed it, and what remains for them now is barrenness. Isaiah 55:6 thunders, "Seek the Lord while he may be found, call on him while he is near." They refused when the nearness was present, and now, distance is their reality. A testimony from an ordinary man makes this clearer. Luis Romero, a factory worker from Madrid, once said, after losing his faithful wife, "I thought her prayers were noise. Only when she was gone did I realize they were walls holding back my ruin." His words could be theirs, if they dared admit it. Your prayers, your patience, your endurance, all of it was the rope they mocked. Now silence has replaced intercession, and emptiness fills the spaces where blessing once flowed. Isn't it striking that they only comprehend your worth when it is gone? Chosen one, let this settle deep within you. Your removal was not rejection, it was divine redirection. The universe does not waste chosen energy. You were never meant to drown with them. When they ignored the last alarm clock, heaven refused to set another. Romans 1:28 describes this terrifying exchange. God gave them over to a depraved mind, so that they do what ought not to be done. Their stubbornness earned them destruction, while your obedience earned you freedom. Do not mourn the rope pulled back, rejoice that you were spared from their whirlpool. Rise now. You were not called to be their coffin lid, but your own crown bearer. You were their test, their chance, their final warning. They failed, but you pass into blessing. Lift your head, chosen one, for your absence is not a void. It is proof that heaven guards its vessels. Stand tall, for their destruction is their own curse, and your rising is your eternal vindication. Number 6. They tried to dim your fire, but now your blaze blinds them. Chosen one. The very hands that once tried to suffocate your light now shield their eyes, because the blaze you've become is too powerful for them to bear. They thought insults, mockery, and belittling could make you question yourself. They whispered poison disguised as humor, rolled their eyes at your dreams, and dismissed the sparks of your passion. But as John 1:5 declares, the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. Did they ever realize that their attempts to smother you were only building the furnace that would refine you when you were tied to them? They worked tirelessly to make you smaller, quieter, more acceptable to their shallow standards. Why? Because your light exposed their darkness. Instead of rising higher, they pulled at your ankles, desperate to drag you into their shadows. Yet Psalm 27:1 resounds, "The Lord is my light and my salvation, whom shall I fear?" You carried illumination they could not imitate. And doesn't it sting the mind to remember how their unease was nothing more than confession your brilliance revealed their emptiness? Irony burns sharper than fire itself. Every attempt to suppress you only made you stronger. Like a blacksmith hammering steel, their blows tempered you until you emerged unbreakable. They mistook suppression for victory. But suppression is pressure, and pressure produces combustion. Now that you have broken free, your flame has spread into a wildfire they cannot contain. Malachi 3:2 asks, "For he will be like a refiner's fire or a launderer's soap." You became that fire, uncontrolled, undeniable, unstoppable. And perhaps a question rises in your soul. If they hated my light so much, was it because deep down they wished they had it themselves? They acted as if your passion was too much, your intensity overwhelming, your presence inconvenient. But wasn't that merely their confession that your fire shined in ways they never could? Those who live in shadows hate the sunrise because it exposes their illusions. Your presence did the same, stripping away their masks, their false confidence, their fragile pretenses. So they tried to shrink you, hoping that if they dimmed your flame, their own smallness would go unnoticed. But the universe never designs chosen ones to blend in. You were born to blaze. History is filled with villains who tried to silence brilliance and were undone by it. Consider Thomas Cranmer's persecutor, Bishop Stephen Gardiner of Tudor England, who schemed to silence reformers by choking their fire. Yet when Cranmer's faith blazed in martyrdom, Gardiner himself withered in disgrace, dying in bitterness, remembered for cruelty instead of victory. Proverbs 24:20 rings true, "For the evildoer has no future hope, and the lamp of the wicked will be snuffed out. Their efforts to dim you will always rebound into their downfall." Science, too, testifies. In physics, suppression creates resistance, and resistance produces heat. That heat was your acceleration. Psychologists call it post-traumatic growth, the paradoxical strength birthed from oppression. The jar meant to suffocate you became the chamber that ignited you. Can you feel how every insult, every dismissal became oxygen for your flame? And maybe you ask within, did I only discover my power because they tried to bury it? Yes. What they called too much was exactly what heaven called necessary. Nature preaches the same story. The sequoia pine requires wildfire to release its seeds without flames. No new forest can grow. You too were the sequoia. Their attempts to burn you only birthed new life. Like a candle trapped under glass, you flickered weakly while they suffocated you. But once that glass shattered, your flame surged upward, hot, relentless, free, Isaiah 6:1-3 proclaims, to bestow on them a crown of beauty instead of ashes. You are that crown rising from the ash of their attempts to reduce you. An ordinary woman from Lagos, Nigeria, once said, after leaving an abusive marriage, "He tried to bury my voice, but he became the soil that taught my roots to grow deep." Her testimony mirrors yours. They thought they were your prison, but they were only your training ground. And as Beethoven once wrote in a letter during his deafness, "I will seize fate by the throat." Your silence did not destroy you, it forced you to roar in other ways. Now your flame is no longer a single candle. It is a wildfire stretching across every arena of your life: relationships, purpose, destiny, calling. They are left in the shadows, powerless, suffocating on the smoke of their own envy. Isn't it justice that the very fire they tried to extinguish has become the blaze that torments their vision? Matthew 5:14 reminds you, "You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden." You are not fragile. You are uncontainable. Chosen one. Take this as your confirmation. They tried to dim your fire, but they only sparked your explosion. You blaze brighter without them, and your glow is the very curse that burns them each time they witness your rise. Lift your head and stand tall. The universe fuels you now, and nothing on earth can stop the flame heaven has set within you. Number 7. Without you, their world has collapsed into black and white. Chosen one. To the moment you stepped away, the palette of their existence drained to ash. What was once vibrant now lies flat. What once carried melody now drones like static. You were the vibrancy, the passion, the depth in their grey existence. And now, stripped of your presence, every step they take feels like walking through an abandoned cathedral, walls intact, but stained glass shattered, the colors gone. Ecclesiastes 11:7 whispers, "Light is sweet, and it pleases the eyes to see the sun." You were that sunlight in their days, and now the absence of your glow blinds them with monotony. Do you grasp how devastating it feels for them to realize too late that you were the only spectrum they ever had? Your presence gave their mornings anticipation, their nights comfort, their spirit fuel. Conversations with you carried depth. Laughter with you felt unmanufactured. And silence with you carried peace instead of emptiness. But now, everything they touch is dull, lifeless, monotonous. They post their curated smiles online, but beneath every mask is the same void. Isn't it haunting that they once dismissed your fire as too much, yet now crave the very intensity that made life bearable? Isaiah 60:2 explains why. See, darkness covers the earth, and thick darkness is over the peoples. But the Lord rises upon you, and his glory appears over you. The absence of your light reveals the thickness of their shadows. They thought they could dress up their days with distractions, new faces, new pleasures, new illusions. But all they've found are hollow connections and shallow nights. Like moths circling dim lamps, they are drawn to replacements that burn out quickly, leaving them stranded in darkness once more. Have you asked yourself whether they notice the difference? They notice. That is the torment. Every forced laugh reminds them of your laughter that filled the room with warmth. Every shallow embrace aches with the memory of the depth you carried. And every sleepless night is a testimony. They traded the sunrise for shadows, and the silence is louder than any crowd they could gather. Imagine this: You were the red in their roses, the blue in their skies, the gold at their horizon. Now their roses bleed grey, their skies sag heavy, their horizons fade into fog. They stepped out of a masterpiece painted by heaven and into a sketch done in pencil, irascible, fragile, forgettable. Psalm 34:5 assures, those who look to him are radiant, their faces are never covered with shame. You carried radiance, and without you, shame paints their faces in pallor. Doesn't it strike you that what they now crave is not new pleasure, but the very authenticity they once rejected? History has preserved the fate of those who traded brilliance for dullness. In the 18th century, French nobleman Philippe Égalité betrayed his own class, thinking he would find brighter opportunity in revolution. Instead, he discovered the guillotine, losing everything by chasing illusions of greener pastures. Proverbs 13 gegen 9 states, the light of the righteous shines brightly, but the lamp of the wicked is snuffed out. They too thought life elsewhere would glow brighter, but all they hold now are dying lamps. Their downgrade is not coincidence, it is justice. Nature testifies of this curse as well. The peacock, stripped of its feathers during molting, looks like a common bird until the brilliance returns. Yet unlike the peacock, your radiance was never seasonal, it was eternal. They tore themselves away thinking feathers could be plucked at will. But the garden they abandoned will never regrow for them. Your departure revealed how dependent they were on your color, your song, your life. And maybe in quiet hours you ask, did my presence truly mean that much? Yes. Like rain in desert sand, you carved rivers where nothing lived before. Their thirst now exposes the truth. You were the water they dismissed. An ordinary testimony confirms this. Rosa Alvarez, a florist in Buenos Aires, once shared how after her divorce, her ex-husband confessed, the house is full of things, but without you, it has no life. She said he was haunted every morning by silence, where her humming once filled the rooms. That confession mirrors the gnawing torment of your absence. They walk through houses, scroll through screens, sit in rooms, but everything is grayscale. And unlike before, there is no sound of your spirit to tint their world with warmth. Sacred art foresaw this grief. In Mozart's Requiem, the Lacrimosa movement rises in waves of sorrow, painting in sound what it means to realize loss too late. That is their soundtrack now, while you walk into blessings painted in divine technicolor. Their ears echo with hollow refrains. Lamentations 1:16 captures their condition. This is why I weep and my eyes overflow with tears. No one is near to comfort me, no one to restore my spirit. Their downgrade is their curse, their torment, their unending monochrome. Chosen one. Never doubt this truth. You weren't just part of their life, you were the life. The color, the melody. Your presence was the brushstroke of heaven across their gray canvas. And your absence is their permanent reminder of what they destroyed. While they wither in grayscale, you step into a horizon drenched in divine hues. Stand tall, for your future is painted with blessings they will never touch again. Rise now, because Psalm 118 contra 24 declares, this is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Their world is black and white, but yours is ablaze with glory. Number 8. The mask fell, and the world now sees the parasite exposed. Chosen one. The moment you pulled your energy back, Their disguise cracked like plaster under a hammer, and every false layer fell away. The illusion they wore, partner, supporter, friend, disintegrated in the light of truth. Isaiah 29:15 warns, "Woe to those who go to great depths to hide their plans from the Lord, who do their work in darkness and think, 'Who sees us? Who will know?' The answer is now undeniable. Everyone sees. Their false confidence has collapsed. Their charm has evaporated. And the parasite is revealed for what it always was. Doesn't it shake you to realize how much your light had covered for them? When you were present, your energy made them appear alive. Your compassion humanized their hollowness. Your loyalty gave them a borrowed identity they could never sustain on their own. But now that you're gone, the mask has fallen and their spirit is bare. Friends sense the shift. Family notices the emptiness. Strangers recoil at the desperation oozing from their presence. Isn't it striking that what once seemed magnetic now repels? Proverbs 10:9 proclaims, "Whoever walks in integrity walks securely, but whoever takes crooked paths will be found out." The crooked path of their manipulation is finally visible, and no amount of pretense can hide it anymore. You once mistook their neediness for love, their intensity for passion, their demands for closeness, but their aim was never growth, never healing, never a future with substance. It was extraction. They fed on your empathy the way fungus feeds on a dying tree, draining strength until the trunk is hollow. And now, stripped of their source, their hollowness is exposed. Do you feel how brutal it is for them to realize that without you, they were never more than shadow puppets pretending to be whole? John 3:20 captures this exposure. Everyone who does evil hates the light, and will not come into the light for fear that their deeds will be exposed. They lived off your shadow, and once you stepped away, the sunlight seared their disguise. Nature mirrors this reality. Deep-sea anglerfish use glowing lures to trick prey. But once the lure is gone, their grotesque form is undeniable. So too, your glow disguised their emptiness. Without it, their eyes look tired, their spirit drained, their movements toxic. And perhaps you ask quietly, do people around them truly notice? Yes, they notice. Those once enchanted by their counterfeit charm now feel something off. Their jokes fall flat. Their schemes collapse under scrutiny. Their presence feels heavy rather than magnetic. History echoes the same fall. Consider Francesco Cenci, a wealthy Roman noble of the 16th century, who used power and manipulation to hide his cruelty. For years, his wealth masked his predation. But when exposed, his legacy rotted, remembered not for nobility, but for corruption. Psalm 7:15 explains his fate. Whoever digs a hole and scoops it out falls into the pit they have made. Your oppressor stands in that pit now, trapped by their own exposure. Isn't it poetic that the very mask they clung to became the weight that tore them down? Science has a word for this collapse: structural resonance failure. When false structures vibrate under the right frequency, they cannot hold, and they crumble. You were the frequency, chosen one. Your authenticity struck their counterfeit life until every crack appeared. What they feared most was not you leaving, it was you leaving and still thriving. Because your glow now makes their ruin impossible to deny. An ordinary man once confessed something similar. Mateo Ruiz, a taxi driver from Mexico City, shared, "I used my girlfriend's kindness like currency. When she left, people saw me for who I was. I didn't just lose her, I lost respect. His story reflects your enemy's reality. They didn't just lose you, they lost the camouflage your presence provided. Now the world stares, unimpressed, unconvinced, and unwilling to be deceived. Art has long warned of such unmasking. In Shakespeare's Macbeth, Lady Macbeth cries, "Out, damned spot," as her guilt consumes her, unable to wash away the truth. That is their torment now. Lies cannot hold, masks cannot remain, and truth bleeds through every gesture. Job 34 contra 22 declares, "There is no deep shadow, no utter darkness where evildoers can hide. They stand naked in broad daylight. Parasites with nowhere left to cling. Chosen one. Understand this. You did not lose by walking away, they did. You shed a parasite, they lost their only power source. You were their covering, their disguise, their illusion of strength. Now, stripped of you, their reputation collapses and their thirst is visible to all. And while they scramble for new victims, your fire grows brighter, your steps lighter, your blessings heavier. Stand up now, for your freedom is proof that their exposure is permanent. Revelation 3 contre 8 confirms your destiny. See, I have placed before you an open door that no one can shut. Rise and walk through it. Their curse is exposure, and your blessing is freedom without limits. Number 9. They were the blockage, and the moment they fell away, the flood of blessings returned. Chosen one. The deepest curse was never the insults they hurled or the betrayals they plotted. The true curse was more subtle and far more suffocating. Their very presence stood like a dam across your river, blocking the flow of blessings meant for you. Deutéronomie 28 contre 12 promise. The Lord will open the heavens, the storehouse of his bounty, to send rain on your land in season. Yet, for a time, that rain never reached you, not because you were unworthy, but because their shadow intercepted the downpour. Doesn't it stir your spirit to realize that heaviness, stagnation, and dryness were never signs of failure, but proof that you were carrying someone who blocked your sky while you were connected to them? Life felt weighed down with invisible chains. Opportunities slipped like water through your fingers. Money evaporated like mist under a scorching sun. Relationships frayed under pressure, and your spirit dragged its feet through quicksand. You were not forgotten by heaven, but tethered to a parasite siphoning every spark. Psalm 1-3 describes the righteous as a tree planted by streams of water, which yields its fruit in season and whose leaf does not wither. But how can a tree flourish if weeds choke its roots? Have you not asked yourself why blessings felt delayed? Why abundance seemed to hover just beyond your reach? They weren't your partner, they were your burden. They weren't your blessing, they were the dam. And the day you severed ties, the blockage shattered. Suddenly the river surged. Peace flowed back into your nights. Opportunities appeared like rain after drought, and resources that once felt jammed began to pour. Malachi 3:10 declares, "See if I will not throw open the floodgates of heaven and pour out so much blessing that there will not be room enough to store it." That is what happened when the dam collapsed. Doesn't it shake your heart to realize heaven had been storing abundance all along, waiting only for the day you were free enough to receive it? Nature itself illustrates this. Picture a valley starved of sunlight because thick vines coil overhead. The flowers are not dead, they are waiting. The moment those choking vines are torn away, sunlight floods in, rain nourishes, and the valley bursts into bloom. That was you. You were never broken. You were never unworthy. You were suffocating under parasitic vines. Once uprooted, you blazed into color, and the garden of your life exploded into beauty. Isaiah 43:19 declares, "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? The new thing is not your worth being restored, it is your worth finally being seen." History reveals the fate of those who block what heaven intends. One such villain was Charles Ponzi, the 20th century conman whose schemes drained countless lives of their resources. For a season, he flourished, but eventually his entire empire collapsed, leaving him penniless, disgraced, and remembered only as the father of fraud. Proverbs 11:21 speaks over men like him, "Be sure of this, the wicked will not go unpunished, but those who are righteous will go free." Just as his schemes ended in ruin, so too do the lives of those who thought they could damn your blessings for their selfish gain. Isn't it poetic that while they choke on stagnation, up your river now floods with life? Science too bears witness. In physics, the principle of fluid dynamics teaches that water builds pressure behind any obstruction until, at the point of rupture, it bursts forth with multiplied force. That is your story. The delay was not denial, it was accumulation. What felt like waiting was really heaven storing blessing under pressure, preparing to release it in a double portion once the obstruction was gone. And perhaps you wonder in silence, why was I protected from my own blessings until now? Because heaven knew if they had been released earlier, your parasite would have drained them dry. Ordinary lives testify to this truth. Helena Morante, a seamstress from Naples, once shared how her fortunes changed overnight after leaving a toxic relationship. Work returned, doors opened, and my health revived. She said, "I realized he had been the weight sinking me." Her confession is your confirmation. You were never delayed, you were preserved. Your blessings were waiting, stored like wine in a cellar until the day you could savor them without thieves at your table. Art captures this reality too. In Handel's Messiah, the soaring chorus sings, "And the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together." That is the anthem of your breakthrough. Where once your glory was hidden under clouds of sabotage, now it bursts forth for all to witness. Lamentations 3:25 reminds, "The Lord is good to those whose hope is in him, to the one who seeks him." Your waiting was not wasted, your hope has ripened into harvest. Chosen one. Never forget this. They were the blockage, and you were always the blessing. Their curse was to dam your river. Your victory is to watch that dam collapse. Now, abundance flows without limit. Peace hums in your spirit. Momentum roars at your back. And the blessings long delayed arrive in double measure. Stand tall. For heaven declares in Joel 2:25, "I will restore to you the years that the swarming locust has eaten." Rise now into your overflow. They blocked your blessings, but heaven reversed it. And now they must watch you walk in rivers they will never touch. Number 10. They are forced to watch you win, and that is the curse that will never lift. Chosen one. The sharpest blade cutting into their pride is not your absence. It is the relentless reality that they must witness your triumphs without having access to your light. Psalm 23:5 says, "You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. my cup overflows. That scripture has leapt off the page and into your life. Because now your victories are served in front of those who once mocked you. Isn't it haunting to realize the very ones who laughed at your fall now choke on the sight of your rise? They believed your glow would wither like a dying ember once they were gone. They imagined you begging for scraps of attention, shrinking in silence, perhaps never finding the courage to stand again. But the opposite unfolded. You rose like a phoenix bursting from ash, higher, stronger, and untouchable. Ecclesiastes 3:11 reminds us, He has made everything beautiful in its time. This is your time, chosen one, and the universe, with divine precision, has arranged their punishment, a front row seat to every blessing flooding into your life while their own walls collapse. Do you feel the irony that their torment is not hidden, it is public, visible, undeniable? They scroll past your name online, but whispers of your success echo in their ears. They block your profile, but mutual connections still mention your glow. They try to erase you, yet your victories appear in conversations they cannot escape. Job 5:12 declares, He thwarts the plans of the crafty, so that their hands achieve no success. Their attempts to silence your story are futile, because heaven itself ensures your light remains visible. And the question lingers, what burns more deeply than watching someone you despised thrive in a realm you never thought they could reach? Think of it this way: someone discards a lottery ticket, smirking as though it were worthless. Weeks later, the same ticket is announced on national news as worth millions. That is the inferno consuming them every time your name crosses their path. You were the treasure they treated like trash, the jackpot they tossed away, and now they are condemned to watch you collect what was always destined to be yours, unable to touch a single coin. Doesn't it strike you that their punishment is not just loss, but endless comparison, your ascent contrasted against their decline? History repeats this same story. Napoleon Bonaparte, once crowned Emperor of France, mocked rivals as inferior and thought his reign eternal. Yet, after his defeat, exiled on the island of St. Helena, he was forced to read reports of Europe's flourishing without him. Proverbs 16:18 warns, Pride goes before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall. Like Napoleon, your enemies are now trapped in the agony of watching from the sidelines as your empire rises where theirs collapsed. Can you sense the poetry of justice, that arrogance always guarantees an audience for its own downfall? Nature echoes this divine law. A snake sheds its skin, leaving behind the husk of what no longer carries life. Yet that empty shell lies in the dirt while the snake glides forward, sleek and renewed. You are the renewed life, chosen one, moving forward with radiant power. They are the discarded shell, brittle and lifeless, left as a reminder of what no longer holds value. Doesn't this image pierce your heart with clarity, that what seemed vital to them was only borrowed light from you all along? Science, too, bears witness. In optics, there is a principle known as after-image persistence. When one stares at a bright object and then looks away, the image lingers, burned into the vision. That is you. Your presence is etched so deeply into their consciousness that, though they try to avert their gaze, your light remains imprinted on their soul. And maybe the quiet question rises in you, do they ever truly move on? The truth is clear. People move on from ordinary, but never from extraordinary. Even ordinary voices tell this story. Marisol Vega, a nurse from Madrid, once said, after leaving a toxic relationship, His punishment was watching me graduate and thrive. I didn't need revenge. My success was revenge enough. Her words echo your reality. Your enemies are not merely reminded of you, they are haunted by you. Because every step you take higher is a mirror to their fall. Art sings this truth as well. In Beethoven's Ode to Joy, the chorus declares, "Alle Menschen werden Brüder, all men become brothers." Yet beneath the harmony lies the revelation that joy unites only those who choose it. Your joy now is a symphony the enemy must hear but cannot join. 2 Corinthians 2:14 proclaims, "But thanks be to God, who always leads us as captives in Christ's triumphal procession and uses us to spread the aroma of the knowledge of Him everywhere." Your rise is the fragrance they cannot escape, the music they cannot silence. Chosen one, never underestimate the magnitude of this justice. Your victories are not just for you, they are part of their torment, divinely orchestrated as a lesson. Your glow is their darkness, your wins their wounds, your rise their eternal reminder. Stand firm, for heaven decrees that your table will overflow while they starve at a distance. Rise boldly, because you were never meant to hide your triumphs. Shine openly, because your story is a declaration to the world of who you always were. The universe has reversed every curse, and now your victory is their judgment. Number 11. Their shadow became their chains, but your shadow became your wings. Chosen one. This is where destiny splits like lightning across a dark sky. The demons they fled from are now the shackles that crush their chest. But the demons you faced became the very wings that carried you higher. Psalm 34:18 says, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." You were crushed, yet not destroyed. They refused the crushing and are now destroyed by what they never confronted. Doesn't it burn with irony that the pain they buried became their prison, while the pain you faced became your liberation? This is the holy paradox of life. The weight that bends some to the ground is the same weight that teaches others to fly. What they cursed became your crown, and what they feared became your fuel. They lived their lives dodging accountability, hiding from wounds, building elaborate masks of charm and distraction. They spent years convincing themselves that shadows vanish if ignored. But shadows only grow deeper in the absence of light. You, however, chose the harder road. You walked away. You sat in silence with heartbreak. You wrestled with betrayal. You endured nights that felt like endless exile. And in that furnace, your spirit was reforged like tempered steel. James 1:2-3 tells us, "Consider it pure joy when you face trials of many kinds, because the testing of your faith produces perseverance. That perseverance became your inheritance." Do you realize that what nearly broke you was actually the architect of your breakthrough? And isn't it mysterious that those same nights of tears are the ones heaven now uses as oil to anoint your future? Every scar became scripture written on your soul. Every ache became a note in the song of your destiny. Meanwhile, their avoidance metastasized into torment. Every distraction was a bandage over a festering wound. Every shallow relationship, another layer of denial. But the wound grew beneath it all, feeding like fire under ash. Now their sleepless nights, restless hearts, and hollow smiles expose the prison they welded for themselves. Ecclesiastes 10:8 warns, "Whoever digs a pit may fall into it. Whoever breaks through a wall may be bitten by a snake. Their pit is deep. their walls crumbling, and the snakes of their own choices now coil around them. Doesn't it strike you that the same demons they mocked you for wrestling are the ones suffocating them now? They tried to build castles on sand, but the tide came in. They tried to wear perfume over rot, but the stench returned stronger. Their life is now a loop of reaping what they sowed, unable to escape the boomerang of their own choices. Nature paints this truth clearly. A caterpillar must enter the cocoon, dissolving into near death before wings form. If it avoids the cocoon, it never becomes a butterfly. You entered your cocoon of suffering. They refused theirs. You emerged, radiant, the wings blazing with destiny. They remain crawling, bound to the dirt. Which destiny speaks louder, the one soaring above, or the one refusing to leave the ground? Isaiah 40:31 declares, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles." Your wings now expose their refusal as cowardice. And this is why your presence stirs envy. It is a mirror reflecting everything they might have been but refused to become. Their crawling is their shame. Your soaring is heaven's vindication. Doesn't the very image of your wings terrify them? Because it proves they had the chance but chose chains instead. History gives us villains who mirror this refusal. King Saul, anointed yet insecure, spent his days fleeing his demons of jealousy instead of confronting them. His refusal led to madness and ruin, while David, who faced lions, giants, and his own sins head-on, became the king after God's own heart. Isn't it striking that Saul's avoidance birthed tragedy, while David's confrontation birthed legacy? In the same way, your enemies are Saul-haunted and hollow while you walk in the mantle of David, and their torment grows daily as they realize the crown they mocked now rests on your head. You are proof that anointing passes to the one who has courage to wrestle with shadows. They cannot deny it, for history itself repeats through you. The story is eternal. Cowardice loses. Courage reigns. Science names this process neuroplasticity. The brain rewires itself when exposed to pressure and trauma, forming stronger connections through struggle. You allowed your soul to undergo this rewiring. They resisted, choosing the false comfort of stagnation. And perhaps you whisper deep inside, "Why me? Why was I chosen to face what felt unbearable?" Because only you had the courage to transmute pain into strength, to turn darkness into radiant fire, like a violin string stretched to its limit. Your tension produced music, while theirs snapped in silence. Doesn't this show that endurance itself is a frequency that heaven rewards? You tuned yourself to the resonance of resilience, and now your life sings with harmonies they will never hear. Even ordinary voices carry this testimony. Clara Jensen, a teacher from Copenhagen, once said, after surviving betrayal, "The night I stopped running from my grief was the night my healing began." Her story mirrors yours. Choosing the hard path birthed freedom. Their refusal chained them, but your surrender unlocked doors for generations to come. Isn't it powerful to know that your healing is not just for you, but for those who follow after you? Every battle you fought in silence became a seed of strength planted for your children, your community, your lineage. What once felt like lonely warfare is now legacy, echoing beyond your lifetime. Doesn't that realization make the pain holy? Because it was never wasted. Art captures this truth vividly. In Dante's Divine Comedy, souls who refused repentance wander endlessly in their own shadows, never ascending. Yet those who faced their sins journey upward into light. This is their torment and your testimony. John 8:32 echoes across it all. Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. You embrace truth, and now freedom carries you into heights they will never touch. Their eternity is wandering in circles, yours is climbing in spirals. And like a cathedral rising stone by stone toward heaven, your healing has become an architecture of glory. Doesn't it strike your heart that your very life is now sacred art? While theirs is a broken script that never leaves the ground. Chosen one. Understand this separation. They buried their demons. But demons do not stay buried, they return stronger. You faced yours and broke the chains. That is why your spirit feels lighter, your vision clearer, your blessings closer. Their refusal is their curse, your courage is your crown. Rise now, because the universe has marked you as proof that shadow work is sacred. Their downfall is the record of avoidance, your breakthrough is the anthem of endurance. Stand up, chosen one, for you are not just surviving, you are soaring, and your wings will never fold again, because they were forged in fire. Isn't it time to stop doubting the heights you've reached, when every battle already proved you belong above the storm? Number 12. Your absence became their curse. Your presence was their undeserved gift. Chosen one. This is the moment when heaven's architecture reveals its hidden blueprint. What they once mocked as ordinary was, in fact, the very lifeline holding their fragile world together. Psalm 118:22 says, "The stone the builders rejected has become the cornerstone." You were that cornerstone supporting a structure they boasted as self-made. Yet it was your presence that kept it from collapsing. Doesn't it pierce your spirit to realize that the gift they despise now defines the emptiness they suffocate in? Their arrogance convinced them they had endless options. But heaven wrote your role as singular, without you. Their house of illusions is nothing but rubble. And the most painful part? Every brick they stack now falls around them as a reminder of what they destroyed. Nights have become too long for them, days too heavy to carry. Every connection they try feels hollow. Every distraction ends in disappointment. They chase new faces, new thrills, new possessions. But the echo of your absence reverberates like a bell in an empty cathedral. Isaiah 60:19 whispers, "The Lord will be your everlasting light, and your God will be your glory." Your light once mirrored that promise in their life. And have you noticed how their frantic running only deepens their exhaustion? As if the more they flee, the more they are caught. Their smiles are rehearsed, their laughter forced, their attempts at joy brittle. What they called freedom is now a cage, and every step is heavier than the last. The silence they mocked in you is now screaming in their own ears. They can run, they can cling to replacements, but nothing fills the void left behind. Why? Because heaven stamped your energy with a unique frequency, unreproducible, non-transferable, beyond counterfeit. In physics, this is called quantum signature, a pattern so specific it cannot be cloned. That was you, the original design. When you walked away, they were locked out of the factory forever. Job 12:10 says, "In his hand is the life of every creature and the breath of all mankind." Your presence carried that breath of life for them, and without it, their atmosphere collapsed. Doesn't it strike you that their desperate attempts to replace you only reveal their awareness that no replica exists? They try to borrow colors from others, but everything fades to gray in their hands. They try to drink from other wells, but the water turns bitter. Picture it like this. Someone smashes the only golden lamp capable of lighting their path, convinced there will always be another. But when darkness swallows them, they realize too late that was the only light they'd ever have. That is their reality now. They thought you were replaceable, but your absence proves you were irreplaceable. They thought you were average, but their curse proves you were extraordinary. Eclesiastes 11:7-6. Light is sweet, and it pleases the eyes to see the sun. Your presence was that sweet light. Your departure is their permanent eclipse. Isn't it poetic that their punishment is not losing you, but being forced to live in the shadow of what they lost? The void has become their only companion. Every sunrise mocks them with memories of the glow they no longer have. And no matter how much they try to kindle sparks, the fire never catches. Nature reflects this law. Deep in the Amazon, there's a rare flower that blooms once every 7 years. Miss it, and you wait an eternity. They missed your season. Now their life is a barren field where nothing germinates, like a river whose source has been dammed upstream. Their days grow stagnant and their nights foul with regret. Revelation 2-5 warns, "If you do not repent, I will come and remove your lampstand from its place." Their lampstand has been removed, and the path ahead is darkness. Don't you feel the gravity of that justice, that the void is their teacher now, like soil stripped of its nutrients? Everything they plant dies before it sprouts. Like the desert, they wander in heat by day and freezing cold by night. Their famine is not physical, it is spiritual, and no distraction can water the ground. History is full of those who squandered their light. Think of Cardinal Cesare Borgia's rival, Cardinal Carafa, who mocked Borgia's reforms, yet lost everything when his schemes collapsed. His power faded, his allies turned, and the church he sought to manipulate cast him aside, leaving him to die disgraced. Proverbs 5:22 says, "The evil deeds of the wicked ensnare them, the cords of their sins hold them fast." Their story and his are the same. The cords they spun have become their noose. Isn't it chilling that every plot against grace ends the same way? And with empty hands and hollow eyes, history remembers not their victories but their shame. Their names are recorded not in honor but in infamy. And now your enemies stand in that same place, realizing too late that their arrogance was the architect of their ruin. Science describes this moment as entropy acceleration, when a closed system collapses faster once its source of energy is removed. You were their source. Your removal triggered their rapid decline. And perhaps a whisper rises in you. Was my presence really that powerful? Yes. Like the moment a star leaves its orbiting planets without gravity, their world now drifts into chaos. You were the sun. They are now frozen in their self-made winter. Doesn't this reveal that your glow wasn't just companionship, but cosmic order holding their chaos at bay? Without you, their atmosphere thins, their orbit shatters, and their days fall apart like debris in space. They wanted independence, but what they inherited was collapse. Even ordinary people tell this story. Mateo Alvarez, a baker from Seville, shared, "When my sister cut me off for years of taking her for granted, my business crumbled. I realized she had been my strength all along." His confession mirrors your enemies. They are not merely inconvenienced, they are undone because they lost their living blueprint. Their jobs falter, their health declines, their relationships unravel, because you were the thread holding their tapestry together. And once the thread was pulled, the whole garment fell apart. Isn't it striking that someone so average in their eyes was actually the hidden pillar of their entire structure? Art sings it too. In the French hymn, Lumière perdue, light lost, the refrain laments, the lamp is broken, and the road is endless night. That lyric now writes itself across their life. John 1:5 declares, "The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it." You are that light shining beyond their reach, and the darkness cannot touch you. Their entire existence has become a tragic performance, replaying the hymn they never wanted to hear. Every melody of your joy is their lament. Every chord of your triumph is their dirge. Isn't it poetic justice that heaven turned your rise into the soundtrack of their downfall? Chosen one, grasp this truth. Your presence was a gift they did not deserve. Your absence is the curse they earned. The universe will not let them forget. It will replay your glow like an after-image burned into their memory. Day after day, rise now, because your absence has become a prophecy. Your freedom, a banner they can chase, but they cannot capture. They can hide, but they cannot escape. You are walking in blessings they will never touch, and your glow is the verdict that cannot be appealed. And perhaps the greatest mystery of all is this: what they saw as an ending was only your beginning. Their curse is eternal repetition, but your destiny is endless expansion. Rise, chosen one, your story is light, and theirs is shadow. Chosen ones, let this sink deep into your spirit. The curse they feared was never in the hands of witches, rituals, or dark incantations. The curse was written in their own choices. The curse was losing you. They thought they could drain you and still stand strong. They thought they could spit on the gift of your presence and somehow thrive. But now the absence of your light has exposed what was hidden all along. Their downfall did not come from outside sorcery, it came from within. Losing you was the final act that unlocked their collapse. You were never just a character passing through their story. You were the key chapter that gave their story meaning. Your love, your loyalty, your faithfulness. Your very energy was the shield, keeping them from being swallowed whole by their own shadows. They thought they could live without it. They thought they could replace you, copy you, or dismiss you. But the truth is undeniable. Your absence became the void they cannot fill, the hunger they cannot satisfy, the silence they cannot silence. And now, what they called power has turned into weakness. What they mocked has become the memory haunting them night and day. Do you see now, chosen one, why your presence is so priceless? Why heaven never wastes your energy? Why your glow is not just beauty, but divine architecture, carefully designed to sustain lives you never realized were clinging to your fire. This is why the universe had to remove you, because the weight of your gift was being trampled by those unworthy of it. It is written in Matthew 7:6. Do not give dogs what is sacred. Do not throw your pearls to pigs. If you do, they may trample them under their feet and turn and tear you to pieces. You were that pearl, and heaven refused to let you remain where you were not treasured. The curse they feared is now their daily bread. They wake up every morning with the reminder that they lost what no spell can conjure again you. They scroll through shallow connections, chase empty highs, drown themselves in distractions. But everywhere they turn, the echo of your absence thunders louder, like Pharaoh in Exodus, who hardened his heart until the plagues consumed Egypt. They hardened theirs against the blessing of your presence. And now, like Pharaoh, they sit in devastation, realizing too late that the cost of pride was everything. But you, chosen one, are not cursed. You are protected. You are elevated. You are in the hands of the one who said in Isaiah 41:10, "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." That is why you are still rising. That is why your peace has returned. That is why your glow is unshakable. Because the curse wasn't yours to carry, it was theirs to reap. Now I say this as confirmation. Step boldly into your new season. Do not waste time mourning those who lost you. Their loss is their curse, and your freedom is your crown. You are stepping into abundance that was delayed, into relationships that are pure, into doors that were closed until the wrong hands were removed from your life. Heaven has already declared you unstoppable, untouchable, unbreakable, and what was once a silent struggle has now become your loudest testimony. And as we close this message, I want to speak directly to you. Chosen one, this is not just content, it is alignment. If this word has stirred your spirit, if you know in your heart that you are walking in the reality of this revelation, I invite you to act in faith. Press that like button. Share this with someone who needs to be reminded of their worth. And drop a comment with 777 as your sign of agreement that heaven is shifting your story. Subscribe if you haven't already, because this community is not just viewers, it is family. Every comment, every like, every share pushes this message into places where other chosen ones are waiting in silence for confirmation. And to those of you who support through super thanks or any form of giving, I say this with a full heart, thank you. Your generosity is never unnoticed. But even if you have not given a single coin, your presence here is already a gift. Every second you've spent listening, every word you've absorbed, every moment you've nodded in agreement, heaven counts it. This message carries weight because you are here, and your spirit connects to it. So, as you walk away from this message, I leave you with this blessing. May your nights be filled with divine peace. May your mornings overflow with fresh strength. May your path shine brighter each day. And may every curse spoken against you turn into the fuel that accelerates your destiny. You are chosen. You are blessed. And nothing can stop the plans heaven has for your life. Walk tall, shine bright, and never forget the curse they feared was never witchcraft. It was losing you, and losing you is a loss they will never recover from.